attempt to make it fell apart at the seams. See, man, he tried to make it with a brotherhood of believers because he didn't think that he could be a single achiever. See, these brothers were either, they even had them a preacher. They dropped 2 projects in a year without the need of a feature. He was loyal to a fault like a golden retriever, so he didn't see it coming. Julius Caesar, depression deep as an ocean. He can't control his emotions. He tried to fight his way through it, but man, the pain left him broken. If it wasn't for the Christ who gave him hope every morning, it's amazing what he learned through all them daily devotions. Now that he's fully awoken, his eyes is finally open. He's forgetting all the drama like his first name is Logan. Now he knows where he belongs, it's time to set it in motion. See, man, he had it all along, man, that's the life of the chosen. Cause he a breadwinner, he just needs a little faith and I'm praying with him. You will see the very best and I'm bad with him. If the journey's a little long, proving everybody wrong, had it in him all along. He a breadwinner, he just needs a little faith and I'm praying with him. You will see the very best and I'm bad with him. If the journey's a little long, he won't make it through the storm. He just Yo. What's going on, everybody? Let me get myself right. How y'all doing? It's your boy WesTheTech, here to bring you music industry education, music industry tips. I'm here to help you as an independent artist win at this music game. I'm so happy and blessed to be here another week. So happy to see you guys here. You know, I always got to give a little time as people join in, as people come in here, because I know that, you know, this is really the only time out the week that people can literally just ask whatever questions that they may have on their heart in regards to any music industry tip questions. So I'm just so thankful to be here. I'm so thankful to be able to live this life of purpose and be able to just help you guys out. I see someone already commenting here, Harris, I hope I said that right. Harris Daniel, yo, what's good, brother? Thank you for joining in. Feel free to just fill up the chat box with any music industry tip questions that you may have and take advantage of this opportunity, because I'm here to help you out as an independent artist. I don't believe seeing your name before, so welcome to the chat for the first time at least. Welcome to, you know, just my videos and my live Q&As. I'm happy to have you, and like I said before, just take advantage of the opportunity and get all your questions out there so I could answer them for you. As you guys know, before I continue, as more people are joining in, I'm just going to get the particulars out the way. My name is WesTheTech. My artist name is Connect. I'm pretty much just here to help you guys out, navigate the music industry, understand the music industry, get better at understanding and being an independent artist. I've been an independent artist for years now. I do music full-time, and I've been doing it full-time for years, all right? So I basically help independent artists get to that position that they could do music full-time, all right? Whatever it is that I could help with in order for you to facilitate that dream, facilitate that goal, that's what I'm here for. I have a lot of amazing tools and resources that help with that, from my books to ebooks to guides, all of these different things. My 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business is literally the roadmap that I took to put myself in a position to leave my 9-to-5 job so that I could do music full time. That's a great tool. A lot of people have already grabbed it. A lot of people already have success stories from it. I also have my royalty handbook that's here to help you guys figure out your royalties. All of these tools are basically just here to help you out, because that's what my calling is. That's what I believe God has called me to do. So I'm just being obedient to that, all right? Now, I also want to let you guys know, before we continue, get the particulars out the way, my membership club here. Of course, with my membership club, you'll get access to priority replies to comments, members only exclusive walkthrough videos, free monthly music business coaching sessions. All you got to do is hit that join button there. All right, there's different levels catered to whatever that you particularly need. All right, so make sure you guys check that out when you get a chance. All right, but we're going to jump right into it here. As more and more people join in, we'll discuss more and more. But as you guys know, besides the chat, whatever questions that you guys want to ask on the chat, I also collect questions throughout the week. All right, great questions that I see other people may ask, and I build a collection of those questions as well. so that I'm able to get to those comments or those questions that I see in the comments, especially the really, really good ones. Because sometimes I see some really, really great comments in the comment section of my videos, and I just want to be able to cater to those people as well and answer those questions as well. CHH World Wide, welcome. Thank you for joining in on my IG live. Again, I'm here to answer any music industry tip questions anybody may have. So if you have any music industry tip questions that you would like answered today, feel free to just put it in the comment section below and I'll answer it for you right here live. You guys got me for a full hour. All right, keep going, brother. I appreciate that so much. Like I said, I'm here to help you guys out. And Hariz says, thank you for your videos you've made, been watching them, and they've been very helpful for me to understand the music business. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. I know it was a calling that God had for me to just be basically a beacon of light when it comes to independent artists and just help you guys understand it more. I've been in the music industry for a very, very long time, so there's a lot of things that I have learned, behind the scenes, and I just wanted to share that with you. Of course, we live in a day and age that everyone's always trying to gain something from people. That's how it's always been. Record labels, the reason record labels exist is because they have information and access to certain things that we can't get as independent artists and we can't get ourselves, right? But the world is changing. Now we're in a position that we could distribute our own music ourselves, right? We don't need record labels to distribute no more. We don't need record labels to create opportunities and things like that anymore. So the only difference that a record label has from us now is the information, right? They have this information and we don't. So I decided to dedicate my life to giving you guys information as well as doing dope music as well, because I am an artist, right? So a lot of this information that I have is from my own experiences, and so it's not just information that I'm looking up, but it's information that I've lived, things that I've gone through myself to be able to, really fine tune and understand how royalties work, how distribution works, how marketing works, and all of those different things. So I just appreciate, comments like that, and things like that, and just people saying thank you, because that's literally what I'm here for, and that stuff just motivates me to keep going. So I definitely appreciate that for sure. And I see CHH Worldwide, what's your next project? Ooh, that's a great question. And I haven't revealed it yet, but you know what? I will reveal it for you specifically since you asked. All right. I am currently, well, obviously everybody's gonna know now once I say this, but I am currently working on my sophomore album. All right. It's actually the sequel to my first album, which is The Journey. All right. And The Journey is basically an album that chronicles my journey throughout everything that I've been through as an just growing up as a child to now finding my purpose in music, right? And where it has taken me from there. So the first album was really all about my childhood, my past, the ambitions that I had, the rejection that I've had, and all of those different things, and finally getting to the point to say, hey, yeah, I want to do music regardless what anybody says, and I believe I could do it because I know God got my back. Now, this new project coming up is now the continuation to that, because it's been some years now since I've actually started my music career, as a solo artist, and I got a lot more things to say now. So the second project is definitely coming up. It's gonna come late winter. I'm hoping and praying that it comes late winter, which would be somewhere around January, maybe early February. But I've been working hard on it, and you guys, there's been a lot of work that's been put into it already, and there's still a lot of work to do. But it is coming. The Journey Part 2 is coming. To answer your questions, CHH Worldwide. But in the meantime, I'm definitely still dropping singles and things out there. And actually, my next single to drop is actually Decline. I did a whole little basically not a debate, but voting on my next single to release. A lot of people picked one, Reflections, a lot of people picked the climb. Reflections won by a decent margin, but a lot of people are still asking me about the climb, so I just made a decision to just release the climb as well. So that's going to be coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. All right, but great question. Move Million Media, I see you there as well. Thank you so much for joining in. So let's get to these questions. I know that there's a lot of great questions that people ask weekly, so let's get to it here. All right, so pulling up the first question here. All right, so this question was commented on, or this comment was commented on my video, how to publish your own music. All right, now the question was asked from Brother Branyan 2184. All right, and the question is, man, you really don't know how much I appreciate the simplicity. I have a quick question, though. Appreciate that, by the way. All right. I have a quick question. So if I put my own music on Spotify, YouTube, or any other streaming platform, will I be privy to all the royalties information about my music? Because I thought that's what the publishing companies were for. Okay, so this is a great question, all right, and it's kind of layered because basically he's asking me if I distribute my music to all of these different streaming platforms, am I supposed to collect my royalties, or is a published company supposed to be doing that for me? That's a great question, and I think that's one of the biggest things that independent artists struggle with, is understanding royalties and understanding publishing and all of those different things. That's actually the reason why I decided to make my last book, the Music Royalty Handbook, because in that book I detail out all the royalties that are meant for us as artists. And if you don't register to the right things, if you don't sign up for the right things, you will be missing out on royalties. I actually just spoke to an artist yesterday who just found out about some of those things. And once he registered and everything like that, he had a whole bunch of money waiting for him that he didn't even know he was waiting for him, because he didn't know that he had to register for it. So, I'm definitely going to break down this question, right? But I definitely want you guys to really understand royalties. It is one of the major keys to being able to build a successful music career, to being able to build a successful music business, right? Because every business needs investments, right? But you also need to make income, or else it's not an official business, all right? They will actually tell you that when you try to register, you try to get an LLC and stuff, you actually have to make income. And there's a certain level of income that you have to make. If you don't make a certain level of income, the government isn't going to deem it a business. They're going to look at it as a hobby, right? But for it to be deemed an official music business, you have to make a certain amount. So it's very important that you understand where to get your income from. King Legend, I see you, brother. Thank you for joining in and showing some love. I'm basically here answering any music industry tip questions. So if you know anyone looking for answers, please share this with them, or you could, ask questions if you have questions yourself. I see you as well, AP Miss Haiti. Thank you for joining in. All right, so now, so going back to this question specifically, when he's referring to a publishing, in the past, the publishing company was in charge of actually collecting your royalties and all of those different things, right? Currently, if you did, there are still certain publishing companies that will do that for you. They are here to be basically the administrators of your music in regards to collecting your royalties and all of those different things. But this day and age, a publishing company is kind of used a little bit differently, right? They still can do those things for you, but for a lot of that stuff, you could do yourself, right? You could register your music with a performing rights organization yourself. That's something a publishing company would do in the past, right? When it comes to streaming, obviously streaming royalties, your distribution company already collects your royalties for you, right? Back in the days, it used to be CDs and stuff like that. The publishing company used to collect it that way. But because we have digital music now, your streaming company collects your streaming royalties, right? So DistroKid, TuneCore, whoever you're distributing your music with. Now, when it comes to all of the other different royalties, it's the same thing. You could basically sign up for yourself. So you don't absolutely need a publishing company if you want to collect your royalties. To collect your royalties, you could collect your royalties yourself as an independent artist without a publishing company, but you will need a publishing company to collect the publishing royalties specifically, right? There is a set of royalties that is allocated to the songwriter and the publisher when it comes to public performances, right? Those royalties have to be distributed to a publishing company. Now, one thing that's cool about BMI is that you don't need a publishing company to actually collect your publishing royalties, which is really, really awesome. They will still give that to you as an artist if you're with BMI. ASCAP, however, you absolutely have to have a publishing company in place to collect those royalties. Even if you do your own publishing, you have to create a publishing company and have that publishing company registered with ASCAP to collect it. So ASCAP is a little different when it comes to that versus BMI. You literally could live without a publishing company at all, and they will still pay out all the royalties to you. So that's the big difference between those. And again, I say that with a caveat because ASCAP and BMI, those are the performing rights organizations for the U.S., all right? Though, if you're living in another country, you would be dealing with a different performing rights organization, all right? Now, just to give a little bit more clarity for those of you who guys are watching, for those of you who may not know what a performing rights organization is, because I don't want to assume that everybody that's watching knows, what I'm talking about. I'm going to be sharing a video that I did about performing rights organizations, right? So that you could actually watch that video. All right. And the video is actually titled, "Do You Need a Performing Rights Organization?" And I break down all of those different things for you so you could understand that. So for those of you who don't know what a PRO is, I'm sharing the link on YouTube. If you're watching on IG, I would strongly recommend that you head over to my YouTube. All right. The link is in my bio. The link is also in my story as well. Head over to my YouTube because you'll be able to see the links, click on the links, so on and so forth. So for those of you on IG, welcome. If you want to ask some questions here, be my guest. I'll answer them here. But head over YouTube for a better experience. All right. Now, I just shared the link for what's going on, CHHJ. Appreciate you for joining in. If you can, head over to YouTube. If you have any music industry tip questions, if you got to stay on IG, that's cool as well. I'll answer them here. But for a better experience, head over to YouTube. Appreciate you for just hopping on and saying what's up. It's good to see you, brother. All right. So, yeah, that's the video for the actual performing rights. Now, when it comes to publishing, I also did make a video explaining publishing and everything that I pretty much just said, but in more detail. So I'm going to share that with you as well. See, I have a video that says how to publish your own music. I also have a video that says, do you need a music publishing company? Which is essentially what the question that's being asked by my brother here over here. CHHJ, welcome for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. Migo, I see you as well. Yo, 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 what's going on? Rapping Ray, I see you as well. Thank you all for joining in. I'll get to your question next, Ray. So yeah, let me just wrap this one up here. So again, the question was a great question. Distribute your music. You're going to get your royalties from Spotify, YouTube, and all of those things. You don't need a publishing company to do that. But if you do need, but you will need a publishing company for different aspects of your music career. And in the second video link that I just shared, I will explain that in there. All right. But that was a great question by brother Branyan, and I'll be sure to share the link to this video with him so that he's able to see that there. All right. But great question. And again, thank you guys for joining in. Feel free to just put in whatever questions that you may have. All right. Now to Rappin' Ray's question. Do you have an LLC in your artist name and your record company? And if so, which one do you promote more? All right. So this is a great question. And this is a question that's very specific on LLCs. All right. I see a message from Amigo says, can I ask you something privately? It's important. You can, after this live, just DM me on YouTube, not on YouTube, but on IG, because IG is really the only one that I check regularly as the day goes on. So definitely follow me first, and then send the message so that I'll be able to see that, so you're not throwing in the like the the blocked off messages, right? Because I only accept messages from people who follow me and I follow them. So make sure you follow me first. I'll follow you back. All right. And then send me the message. But make sure you let me know what your tag is on IG. All right, if it may be different from what I'm seeing here, all right, Migo. But and CHH, yeah, I'm so confused about how to be my own publisher on BMI. Okay, so I said this a little bit earlier, but I'll say it one more time since you just jumped in, CHHJ, and then I'll get to your question, Ray. All right, so when it comes to BMI, what's dope about BMI is you don't actually have to have a publishing company to collect your publishing royalties. All right, when it comes to public performances, right, you get two different types of royalties. You get your royalties as a songwriter, and you get royalties for the publishing company, and it's split half and half, right? For ASCAP, you have to have a publishing company registered to collect that half, right? For BMI, you actually don't. BMI, you can actually collect as yourself. You can collect as a songwriter, and you could put NA, not applicable for the publishing, and they will automatically pay that out to the songwriter. So you'll get both, right? So that's the cool thing about BMI. However, you still will need a publishing company for other instances, right? So that's just specific when it comes to your singles. But that is it can get confusing. That's why I always recommend people to grab my royalty handbook. All right. If I could maybe show you guys, I'll show you guys a little bit of it so you guys could actually see it for yourself. How do I do that? Let me see if I have a copy on it on my desktop, just to kind of show you guys what the royalty handbook looks like. Because in that royalty handbook, Jay, it will really break down everything for you, so you really like understand, like, okay, this is this, that is that, and okay, so here it is right here. This is like a preview copy of it, but here, let me show you. So like, right, so this is how the streaming royalties would look. All right, streaming royalties, it breaks down everything for you, like it explains what are streaming royalties, who collects and pays out the streaming royalties. Obviously, for streaming royalties, it's your distribution company. Most people already know that. All right, and then it tells you who gets paid, right? So for streaming royalties, it's the master rights holder. Now there's 6 different royalty companies royalties that you could collect as an artist, right? Public performance royalties, I don't know if I had that page here. No, it's not in the preview. It's in the main one. It's in the full length one, but that's definitely something, Jay, that I would strongly advise you to get, because it will absolutely make everything make sense as far as royalties are concerned, understanding all the different places that you actually have to register for to collect all the royalties that you get. I was literally speaking to an artist yesterday. He was asking me the same thing. I told him to go grab the book on Friday. He called me on Monday, and he was like, man, I only knew 30% of this. And he's in the process of registering on all the different places now. This is how I am able to live off of my music for so long, right? You need to make sure that you're registered in all of those different things, all right? CHH, do you need to use my LLC as the publisher? Ooh, do I need to use my LLC as the publisher on BMI? 100 of the 200%. Okay, so that question actually ties into Ray's question, all right? So a publishing company can be tied to your LLC, all right? So when Rabin Ray, you said, do you have an LLC in your artist name and your record company or your record label, right? If so, which one do you promote more, right? So I have it under my record label, right? I promote everything under my label, right? But my record label is an LLC, which is also a limited liability company, but it's also my publishing company. So when I registered, and LD40 could also tell you more about LLCs. You literally see LLC in his name. Welcome, brother. I just see your name as well. What up, Wes? What's going on? So my LLC, under the umbrella of my LLC, I have publishing and music publishing included. I have just recording artists included. It's all included under my record label. So I actually don't, under my LLC, so I don't actually have two separate LLCs. I have them all under one, which includes everything, to answer your question, Ray. So there's only one thing that I need to promote, all right? But connecting that to CHHJ's question, when it comes to my publishing, yes, my publishing / my LLC will get the other half of the publishing. The other half of the royalties that BMI would pay out. So as you said, 100 of the 200%, right? For BMI, they do a percentage, but to explain this better, there's points, right? For some of you guys who may have done research when it comes to the music industry, you've probably heard of this word points, right? You get a certain number of points per song versus percentages, right? So the points are actually percentages. It's the same thing, right? But when it comes to points, the points add up to 200. I don't know why it gets complicated, because it is 200, but it is 200 instead of 100. So it's 200 points is equal to 100% of the record, right? So if you own 50% of the record, you own 100 points off of the 200 points. All right. So understanding that is the first step when it comes to BMI. That BMI shows it to you as points. ASCAP shows it to you as pure percentages. There's no 200%. It's just 100%. What is the percentage base that everybody owns? BMI does it in points, but what makes it confusing is that they put a percentage sign behind it. So you're like, okay, 200%. How does that make sense? That's the confusing part about BMI. That's what confused me at first when it comes to BMI, because I'm like, 200%, that doesn't make sense. What they're trying to tell you is 200 points. I don't know why the percentage is there, but they put that there, all right? So to answer, to clarify that for you, Jay, it's 200 points, all right? It's not 200%, even though they put 200%. 100 or half of it, 100% of those points goes to the publishing. The other 100% goes to the songwriters and the composers, right? The authors and the composers that are part of the song, which would include the producer, the artist, and whoever else wrote on the record. The publishing just gets it by themselves, right? So that's how that percentage is split, right? So it's half and half. If you own your own publishing and you're not dealing with a publishing company, then you're going to own all of it anyway. But so that's why with BMI, if you just put NA, they will take that other 100 points and just give it to the artist, right? Or give it to whoever you register it as for the publishing, right? So for me, before I got my publishing company, I just registered it to the same songwriter myself, and I was able to collect that. But again, ASCAP, you can't do that. You actually have to have a publishing put in place. But the dope part about ASCAP is if you were to sign up currently right now, it's not always like this, right now, to sign up as a publisher and a artist, so to speak, or a songwriter, it is free. It's free to sign up, and you will get a publishing ID and you will get an artist ID. And just to be sure, just to be on the safe side, I just want to double check again. If you wanted to join ASCAP today, you could actually get both free. But let me double check. I don't think they changed it, but I just want to make sure. All right, because I always want to make sure that my info is accurate. Haley, Hallel, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for joining in. I see your question there. I'm gonna answer that in a second as well. It's the truth. Thank you for joining in as well. I see your question as well. I'm gonna get to that as well. I love it. I love it. We're all joining in here, learning together. It's a great thing. All right. So here's ASCAP right here, right? If you wanted to join, right? Join. Boom, boom. You click on join, right? Boom. There it is. You can join right now with ASCAP as a writer and a publisher. Now, if you, let's say you have BMI as and you're registered to BMI as a writer, but you want to do your publishing through ASCAP, you can do that, but it'll be $50 and it's non-refundable if you just want to do publisher. But if you don't have any PRO, ASCAP would be the best to do right now because it's absolutely free to get both. Right now, BMI is charging, I believe, $75 to be a writer, and is charging $125 or $175 to be an register as a publisher. Those numbers aren't too accurate, but I know you have to pay right now for BMI to do one or the other. And it's funny because like a couple of years ago it was flipped. BMI was free for both, and ASCAP you had to pay, but now ASCAP is free and BMI you have to pay. So the information is always changing, which is why I wanted to check that there. And let me just quickly check BMI as well. BMI publishing. Check the actual price here, because again, this stuff always changes. So to join BMI, let's see. Okay, so join BMI as an artist. It is okay, they didn't put the price. They usually put the price right on the page, but they didn't put the price. Fee. I'll put BMI publishing fee to sign. Here we go. All right. So yeah, $175. I was close. $175 is the amount right now if you wanted to do publishing with BMI. To the writer fee to sign up as a writer, it is $75. Ooh, you see what I'm saying? It was free literally a couple years ago, but right now $75 for one, $175 for the other, which means $250 if you wanted to sign up as a writer and a publisher versus ASCAP, which is completely free right now. It's crazy, right? But yeah, that's what the amounts would be if you wanted to sign up for one or the other. But that I hope that answered Rapper and Ray's question. There's only one thing that I need to promote, all right, and I promote my production company, WesTheTech Productions, which, you know, not only my music and everything is in it, but also, you know, my YouTube stuff, my education stuff, my tools and resources. All of those things are also a part of it as well. All right, but I hope that answers your questions there. But if you need more clarification, Ray, just let me know in the message here. All right. Jay said I gotta get that book ASAP for sure. For sure, it's very, 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 very important. Like, I don't promote it as much as I should, right? But those who know, you get what I'm saying? I need to promote it more and need to let people know it more. But again, guys, like, I love doing music education, but I'm also an artist as well. So a lot of my time is spent making music. You get what I'm saying? But it's out there. I'll share the link with you guys actually right now to make it easy for any one of you guys who's looking into grabbing that. That should be this one right here. All right, so I'm gonna share this link also for those who may rewatch this is the link to get it. All right, so let me share that with you guys so you guys have it. It's only $25, right? But it's absolutely worth every single penny. Again, there's an artist who just got this on Friday, went to go register for one of the places and got a check that is probably 1,000 times more than this. You get what I'm saying? It is absolutely important for you guys to get. So make sure you guys get that. That's why I made it only $25, because I know that is very, very important for everybody to have. All right. But let's go to the next question here. Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything. I'm more worried about sound exchange royalties. Sound exchange royalties is very, very important. That's on the list as well. That's in the ebook. I explain all of that as well in the book. And I could understand why you say you're more worried about it, because for those of you who don't know, sound exchange pays out the most as independent artists, right? It definitely pays out the most, but every bit counts. That's how I look at it. Every bit counts. Streaming royalties, there's 6 different streams, right? I know, and it's like the what do they call that? The archipelago? I forgot the name, but basically, you know, when the river at the end of the river is splits off to all of these different streams, all right? every time I think of streams of income, that's what I think of. I think of a bunch of different streams coming down to one big river, right? The river is bigger based off of how many streams there are, right? So there may be one stream like Sound Exchange that's bigger than all the other ones, but when you accumulate all the other ones with that one, it makes an even bigger river of income. You get what I'm saying? So I Sound Exchange is important, Jay, but all of them are equally important because all of them add up. Believe it or not, all of it add up. I'm able to do music full time not because of Sound Exchange alone, but because of everything put together. So they're all important, but Sound Exchange is the most important one because it pays out the most for sure. All right. Now, royalties from radio and XM, correct. That's what Sound Exchange pays out for. That, like I said, that's all in the book. All right, it's the truth. So I believe he has a question. He says, "What's up, everybody? My question today would be: do you need record? Do you record your own vocals and mix your own songs, or do you go to a bigger studio? I heard one of your songs and the quality sounded official." All right, so I truly appreciate that, truth. That means a lot. All right, that's actually a really great compliment to myself because yeah, I actually record my own music. I mix and master my own music. So yeah, I don't have. Well, I guess I have a professional studio. I'm in my studio right now. This is my recording studio. How much time we have? All right, it's 12. Okay, I'll share a little testimony with you, truth. Okay, so essentially, God gave me this calling. I was in Bible study one day, and God gave me this calling. God gave me a calling to actually do music, right? Well, not do music because I was already doing music, so I kind of got to start a little bit. Okay, so way back in the day, I was part of a Christian hip hop group, and I was doing music, right? Now, throughout that time, that's where I learned a lot of the stuff that I learned, right? As the group, we started back in 2003, just to give you guys a little history. As a group, our first project was on Rapzilla right next to Lecrae's first project, to get you guys to understand how old I am in the sense of the music industry, right? So when Lecrae was coming out, so were we as a group, right? We just had a big falling out. We had a big falling out. It was ugly, this, that, and the third. No fault to anybody. It just didn't work out. You know, then I stopped doing music for a very long period of time, but I still had the knowledge. I still had all the knowledge that I gained, right? So one day in Bible study, God just, spoke to me and he told me to go find a studio because I want you to educate people. At this season, I want you to be an educator, right? So long story short, I fasted, I prayed about it, all of these different things. Then I found this big, he told me to go out and look for it, so that's what I did. I found this garage. It was an empty garage, all right? For some of you guys have been here before, but this used to be an empty garage, a regular car garage, right? My neighbors are literally mechanics and stuff like that, right? Because they have garages, right? So I'm literally on a strip of garages, and God called me to get this place. Now, at the time, I only had $2,500 to my name. That's all I had. That was the amount that was needed to get the place, right? $2,500, and it was going to be $950 every month moving forward. Now, all I had was $2,500. I've always been in a struggle situation, so I've never been able to accumulate a lot of savings, right? My family has been through a lot, and I'm usually there to help them. And actually, if you guys listen to my first album, you'll hear a lot of those testimonies. But I paid them out. It was a major faith move for me. I didn't even know where I was going to get that additional $950 from every month moving forward. And it was an empty garage. How was I going to build this garage? How was I going to turn this empty garage into a studio when I just gave everything I had to just get the empty garage? But let me tell you guys something. When God calls you to do something, there's a lot of times that you're worried and you're panicked and you don't understand how. But at that same token, the provisions were already made. God had already aligned certain people in my life to help me. I just had to take the first step. I just had to take that first step and have faith in what he called me to do it. From that point, things were coming left and right. And pretty much everything in here was pretty much donated in one way or the other, right? I could literally name out who gave me this, who gave me that, who gave me this, who gave me that, everything. So long story short, 6 months later, I had a fully functioning recording studio. So it is a professional studio. I do have clients coming in regularly, but everything that I have learned, I learned it throughout the years. So when people ask me, hey, you make your own music, you record your own music, you mix and master your own music, you do all of these things yourself, I want to be able to do that too. I let them know you absolutely can do that, but understand how many years it's going to take to perfect that and really learn that. Are you willing to sacrifice those years to do that? Guys, I'm 37, right? So I'm not in my 20s anymore, right? If you're just starting imagine if you're just starting your music career. If you're just starting your music career at 24 and you want to learn all of this stuff, you have to be okay with understanding that I'm not going to be able to have quality music until I'm maybe 30, because it's going to take me years to figure this stuff out. This is why people go to school for mixing and mastering and all of those different things, right? So I'm never going to dissuade somebody to do it. But to be honest with you guys, my life panned out the way it panned out, and my calling panned out the way it panned out. And I'm thankful for it. But if I could write my own story in a sense, I would have just took all my focus on creating the music, marketing, and all of those things, and didn't waste all that time learning how to mix and master my own stuff and pay somebody to do it. I would honestly do that, because it ended up putting a long hold on a career that I would have had if I would have just paid out for it, right? People are like, oh yeah, but you get to save so much money because you mix and master your own stuff and this, that, and the third. All of that is true, but I had to sacrifice time. And time you don't get back. Money you can get back, but time you can't, right? Time is the only thing that you can't refund. Time is the only thing you can't exchange or reinvest, right? Money you can. So that's how I look at it, but to each his own. Right? If you are one of those people, you want to learn everything and do it all yourself, you can absolutely do it. I believe anybody can do it all themselves, but it will take some time. And if you're okay with sacrificing that time to learn everything, have at it, go for it, because there's a lot of artists that mix and master their own stuff. And, you know, they just took a long time to do it. Pharrell is one of them, right? Pharrell took years to figure that stuff out. Kanye took years to figure that stuff out. There's so many artists out there that took the time to figure it out. And I believe a lot of people can do the same. But just really understand what you're sacrificing. That's all. That's what I have to say about that. But that was a great question. And I appreciate what you said, Truth. You know, I don't take those type of compliments lightly, because I do know that it took me a very long time to figure that stuff out. All right. Now I do see, hello, sir. Yeah, I need to pick your business brain. All I know how to do is rap. I need to know this stuff for sure, man. Head over to the YouTube or send me a message in the DMs, and hey, my brain is here to be picked. Whatever information you guys need, I'm here to provide it for you guys. All right. Then I have Move Millions Media. He has a question right here on IG, so I'll answer it right here, and then I'll jump back on the chat because I see some more questions over here as well. All right, but Move Millions Media. If I distribute my song on DistroKid, do I still need to register on BMI? Absolutely. There's 6 different streams of royalties that you collect. Every time you release a song, you have to register on all of those 6. The good news is one of those 6 is streaming royalties that you get from your distribution company. So the moment you distribute your song, you got 1 down. BMI or ASCAP is the second. Then you got 4 other ones that you have to register that same song to, so that you could get all of those different royalties. Same thing for EPs, same thing for albums and all of that stuff. But to answer your question, Move Millions Media, yes, you have to register every song that you distributed. If this is your first time knowing about this, if you have BMI and haven't registered a song yet, make sure you register every single song that you have created, right? There is a registration process. It's not just sign up for BMI, get your BMI ID, and then that's it. No, you have to continuously register your music with BMI to make sure that you're getting all the royalties that is due to you. All right. I hope you're still on the live on Move Millions and you heard that, but definitely do that. And for those of you who are still joining on IG live, please head over to YouTube because I'll be able to show you some stuff more like Move Millions. I could literally share a link with you right now to show you how to register your song, but you got to head over to my YouTube. Let me know that you're in the YouTube and I'll pop the link in there for you to see it. All right. But I hope that answers your question, and I hope that you was able to hear that. All right, now CHA, does a producer who owns 50% publishing on a song have any copyright ownership of the song? Can the producer copyright a song that is released by the artist? Oh, great question. Okay, so there's a hidden answer, and then there's, well, let me explain it this way. Okay, so you asked me, does a producer own 50% of the publishing, have any copyright ownership of the song? The only thing that the producer owns is the actual instrumentation, is the beat. All right, now there are instances when the producer will let's say, give you guys a great example, an exclusive, right? I have exclusive rights to that beat. Even if you have exclusive rights to the beat, that doesn't mean that you have full ownership to the beat. That just means that you have full exclusive rights. That's why it's called rights to use it for your music. But that doesn't mean that you own it. Unfortunately, the producer creates the beat, the producer owns the beat. Now, that also means that the producer doesn't own the song. The producer owns the beat. The producer doesn't own the song because the song includes your lyrics. Now, you as an artist can copyright the song, which is the lyrics and the beat combined, but that producer will always own the copyright of the beat. And no, they won't be able to copyright the music work of the entire song because your lyrics are on there, if that makes sense. All right, so the producer won't be able to copyright your released music. Now, if he does do that, right, without your approval, then you got a nice little lawsuit on your hands, pretty much. But no, when it comes to copywriting music, that is the proper way to do it. Now, you will hear a lot of times that people say you don't have to copyright your music nowadays because of the way music is, which is true, right? Nowadays, as long as you own your master and all of these, and you have your master, that can serve as a copyright in a court of law. But if you did want to copyright your music, you absolutely can do that. Now, the way you copyright your music, you would actually have to go to copyright. I said copy. What I put? Copy fight. Copyright. There it is. .gov. Right. You got to go to copyright.gov. Right. Registration. Right. Or not even registration. It's on the first page. Right. And it's going to be register works. Right. Learn more. And then they're going to tell you all of the different things that you could register or work for. Right. The one that we're talking for specifically is performing arts. Right. Music, lyrics, sound recording, scripts, stage plays. This is where you would copyright your song. All right. Now, of course, a producer can copyright, again, his beat since he is the original creator of it. But the song itself, you would copyright that as an artist. And there's the link. I just posted a link to this page for those of you who are watching or will be rewatching. All right. But I hope that answers your question there. Miss Juicy G, what's going on? Thank you for joining in. Good seeing you again. I never get notification on your lives. It's good that you have it on Instagram too, because that's how I see it. Man, I don't know why people, man, I've checked the settings on that all the time. And like people who actually like are, my notifications don't come up on my lives, and I don't know why. I may have to contact YouTube personally in regards to that, because I don't know why that keeps happening. You're not the first person to tell me about that, but I appreciate you for joining in after you seeing it on IG for sure. Move Millions, thanks. We'll DM you further. I'm located in Hollywood, Florida as well. Dope, dope, dope. That means if you want to work, you could come work at the studio because that's in Hollywood, Florida. Appreciate you, and I'm glad I was able to answer that question for you for sure. All right, what else we have here? Let's see. Jay says, so I can collect my publishing on my BMI without having a publisher account. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And in BMI, if I had time, I would have logged into BMI and show you. But essentially, there's a part where when you're registering, it's going to ask for the publisher information, or like what publishing company are you publishing with. And it'll have BMI, it'll have ASCAP, it'll have other and all of those different things. But the first one, I believe it says NA. If you basically non-applicable or non-essential or whatever the case may be, if you click on that and you have that at NA as your publisher, they will pay that out to you as the songwriter. You got to put the name of the publisher anyway. So you would put your name, and then they'll say what publishing. You just put NA, and it'll get paid out to you the same way. But again, BMI is the only one to do that. ASCAP, you do actually need a publishing company in order to register your song. All right, but I hope that answers that. Rappin' Ray says, do you have a domain name, website for your artist name and your record company? What do you promote more? Another great question. Okay, so I actually have both, right? So this is my website, right? This is my home page, right? Rappin' Ray, and it's, as you can see, welcome to WesTheTech Production, home of the House Recording Studios, where I'm at right now. But all my information is on here. This is my domain name for my my record label, right? Or yeah, just everything. My LLC, my record label, all of that, right? This is my actual artist tab, right? So I have an artist page as well, and this is my artist page, right? It's part of the same website. As you can see, there I am, my music, my bio, all of that stuff here. By the way, and this is one of the strengths of having your own website. You can actually get people to purchase your tracks through your own website without any middleman, right? You can set your own price and have it up here. All right. These are for people who want to support me, in other ways. Of course, I always still have streaming because it's good to have streaming. People like to listen to music where they like to listen to. But I also give them an option to be able to download a song and have the song as well at a different price. This is one of the things that's great to be able to do from your own website. But as you can see, all my stuff is here. Here's the debut album I was telling you guys about, The Journey. All right, that's where I detail everything. But what I do is, Ray, this is the actual link to my artist page. I have another domain name. So I have another domain name that's connectmusic, I believe, .com. All right, and that's the one that I use for I guess my artist domain. All right, but that will bring you to this page as you just seen it work. So it'll literally bring you directly to this page. They don't know that to Google and everything else is two different websites, but Connect Music just redirects you to my Connect page on my website. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I have it fashioned. I figured it would be best to do that because, guys, we got to pay for these websites, right? You got to pay for these websites. Each website, I'm not paying double to have two websites when I could just have two domains and just have everything under one website, right? I have everything on the website. I have two domains, and the second domain just redirects you to my artist page on my website, if that makes sense. But as you can see, this is me as the artist. This is me as, the music business coach. This is the recording studio. My rates and everything is over here, right? This is the store, my merch, where I sell my merch and everything like that. By the way, guys, if you guys aren't selling merch as an artist, this is another stream that I am referring to. Having merch is very, very, very important. That's another stream that I rely on, having merchandise. I make a t-shirt and a hat for every single that I release, pretty much. You get what I'm saying? There's my album cover with it. Merch is very, very dope as well. And you don't have to spend any money to have merch. I know that sounds so crazy. It's like, wait a minute, but what about the t-shirts? What about paying for this? You don't need to have any actual income to start selling merch. All right. Or if you want to know how to do that, I'm going to you guys need to watch this video, sell merch. Because I got a video that will bring how to sell your own merch as a musician. Tap into that, watch that. As you can see, it almost has 10K views by itself. It's very, very dope, very, very cool. But you do need to have a website and a domain to be able to do this. So you will have to pay for a website, all right? But that's how you can sell your own merch without actually having to print it and do it all yourself. There is a way to do it, and it's a great way to do it. All right, make sure you guys check that link out for those of you who are watching on YouTube. The Real Barbie, thank you for joining in. CJ Clicks, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. I see you guys are joining in on IG. Again, if you guys have any questions here, thank you for joining in. All right, just ask any questions that you guys may have. I'm here to help you guys as artists, all right? But let me just go ahead and wave at everyone who's joining in. I think I changed the screen here for this, and I don't know how I did it. So let me just leave it alone before I break it. All right, so going back over here, how do I change this? How do I change the camera? All right, forget it. All right. So yeah, that asks, I hope that answers the question for you, Ray. So I promote both. As an artist, I promote myself as an artist. And when people say, hey, what's your artist's website? connectmusic.com. Knowing that it's going to redirect them anyway, right? For the business side or the production side, what's your WesTheTechProductions.com, all right? If you want to grab my tools, WesTheTechProduction.com, all right? But if you're looking at me specifically as an artist, because some people just know me as an artist, some people know me as just know me as a music business coach, right? So I just have two domains, but they all go to the same home. You get what I'm saying? So I hope that answered that there. What is your IG for Migo? Okay, I'm going to share that. Actually, where is it? Hold on. It should be right here. You see up here on the top of the, or over here. Yeah, there it is right there. Migo, WesTheTech, all right? So @ WesTheTech. All right, maybe I should make this a little bit bigger. But yeah, that is my actual handle. That's my handle on pretty much no matter where you go, you'll find my handle there as WesTheTech. And again, my artist name is Connect, K''NEK. All right, but that's where you find me. Rapping Ray said, preach, appreciate it. And let's see, Jay said, so copyright ownership has nothing to do with getting paid royalties. No, nothing. Or does it? Should I copyright all my beats before I sell them? Okay, yeah. So copyright has nothing to do with royalties. Royalties is what you get paid for your music being used. All right. So streaming companies pay out, or streaming companies, yeah. Spotify, Apple Music, all of those different DSPs, digital service providers, they pay out royalties to you as an artist for your music being on their platform. That's what royalties are. Copyright is the easiest way for me to remember copyright is just by looking at the word itself, copyright. It's the right to copy, right? Nobody has the right to copy your work because your work is copywritten, right? So my book here, The 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business, right? If you go to the third page, right, you'll see it right there. It says, 2021, you see the C logo, copyright 2021 by WesTheTech Productions, LLC. Meaning this is copywritten. Meaning if somebody decided to take this and copy it and make their own version of it, and I find out, I am going to throw a massive lawsuit on them. Why? Because this is copywritten. I have a right to this, and nobody can copy this because it's copywritten. All right, that's what the copyright formula is. All right, that's what it's for. That's how it protects you. All right, that's what copywriting is. Now, like I said, completely different from royalties. Now, to answer the question, should I copyright all my beats before I sell them? You absolutely can. You can copyright every single beat that you create to make sure that nobody copies your beat, recreates your beat in this. Now, here's the thing that's weird about beats, right? You could copy your beat, copyright your beat, and and nobody can actually copyright or make that beat or use that beat, resell that beat as a producer, right? So another producer can't just take your beat, put it on their beat store and sell it. They can't do that because you have the copyright. They would be copying and stealing, basically, right? But an artist could create their own version of your beat, meaning it could almost sound exactly the same, right? But if they recreated it themselves, they're not copywriting it, and they actually have made a new beat. You know, there's some people out there who are so skilled that they could literally hear a beat and recreate that beat and it sound almost identical, right? This is why Vanilla Ice was able to avoid that lawsuit against Queen with that dun 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 dun. There's one note that was changed. Literally one note. If you listen to the songs side by side, you listen to the Queen and then you listen to the Under Pressure, I believe it was, and then you listen to Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, you'll realize that there's like one or two notes in the melody that is different. Literally one or two notes. That's how he was able to avoid the lawsuit, because they tried to sue him, but he was like, nah, it's different, and it absolutely is different, even though it sounds very, very similar. So someone could make a very similar beat to what you made, but they can't actually copyright and steal your beat. And that's why you would copyright your beat. And obviously once you copyright it, yes, you could absolutely sell it, this, that, and the third, but royalties would be separate. I hope that answered that question, Jay, as well as all your other questions as well. But I love this live. There's a lot of questions that's being thrown at me, so you guys are definitely taking advantage of it, and I think this is absolutely great. All right, now I have Surgical Spades. What's going on? I see you on IG here. Someone, hold on, I see somebody said something else. CHJ said, can you talk about the merch again just a little bit? All right, so essentially, Jay, okay, so time's up, but I will hit you up, Jay, in regards to that. Surgical Spades, let's see, yo, Wes. I asked a question, but I believe you got to see the question by tapping the little question mark emblem on IG, since I use that to ask my question. All right, yeah, I don't see the question here, so Surgical Spades, DM me, re-ask the question again by DMing me, but make sure you follow me first, all right? And I'll answer that for you off the live, all right? What else I have here? I just want to make sure I get caught up. Pretty Girl Progression, yo, thank you for joining in. WesTheTech be standing on business with these tips. Praise God, I definitely do, you know, and, you know, in the scripture says we got to be good stewards, right? So I try to steward over my business as great as I possibly can, not only to make him proud, but also just to do everything according to how it needs to be done, all right? There's a lot of lawsuits and things that happen in the music industry because people decide to do their own thing, right? I actually just shared a video with a friend of mine. We were talking about it, how Cisco and everybody who was a part of that camp got sued by the writer of Ricky Martin's Living La Vida Loca, right? So Ricky Martin didn't write the song. Somebody else wrote the song. Cisco decided to use that, not only that line, Living La Vida Loca, but he also said it in the exact same melody. Remember how I said Vanilla Ice changed the melody of the beat? It's the same thing for lyrics, right? Cisco sung it exactly how Ricky Martin sung it, and it was the exact same lyrics. So guess what happened when that song came out? There was a cease and desist letter, a lawsuit that was put out, and a whole big commotion happened. You know, the producers, everyone's like, yo, Cisco, I thought you cleared it. He was like, no, I thought you cleared it. A whole bunch of stuff. It never got cleared. And long story short, the writer of Living La Vida Loca gets 50% of the thong song every time it plays. Crazy. Stuff like that happens all the time because people don't get stuff cleared. People don't make sure things are done the right way. So in the music industry, you have to make sure that you're doing everything the right way, because if a song blows up and you're using somebody else's works and they find out, they will come for you. It is the reality. There's people in the Middle East who came for Timbaland and Jay-Z for Big Pimpin', the little flute, that little sound. Yeah, that came from that band. That band came and collected from and a huge lawsuit with that, for that little sound that Timberland got off of the record, and Jay was in the stands like, yo, man, I rap, I don't make beats. It was crazy, but this is the music industry that we are in. Make sure you're covering yourselves at all times. Make sure you're protected. Make sure you're doing everything the right way. Don't steal anybody's music. Don't just take somebody's beat, make a song, and release it. It's all fun and games until that song blows, right? Nobody's going to look at it anyway. So, okay. But once that song blows, which is what you would hope for anyway as an independent artist, once that song blows, now you're in trouble. There's artists that have gotten music taken down. Cease and desist have happened. I know people personally that this stuff has happened to. This is not a game when it comes to this music stuff because we're talking about people's livelihoods. You get what I'm saying? So just make sure you're handling everything the right way. And again, that's why I'm here. If you guys have all these questions were great, all right, whether it was on IG or right here on YouTube, all of these questions were absolutely great, but this is the process of learning. This is the process of making sure that everything is done the right way, right? Make sure you get your LLC. Make sure you get your domain name. Make sure you're copywriting and you're registering the right way on your performing rights organization. If somebody helped you write the song, make sure that you give them their credit. Talk to them about that, right? Talk to them, hey, you helped me write this song. I want to give you some points. Some people, they'll be like, nah, it's all okay. If they're like, nah, it's okay, get it in writing that they said, nah, it's okay, and get them to sign it. Because they might come back later and say, oh, no, he didn't give me approval when you did. But you're protected because you have it in writing. You already established it. You already got everything. That's good business. Get everything in writing. Don't just go off of people's word because it's a cruel world out there, especially once you start making money. You get what I'm saying? But that'll be the last thing that I'll leave you guys with. But I appreciate everybody for joining in. I appreciate all the amazing, great questions that came up today. All right, you guys really made this a very interesting live. All the lives are usually interesting, but some dope questions. All right, again, guys, for those of you who's looking into leaving your 9-to-5 job and doing music full-time like myself, grab this book here. It's the 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business. Make sure you grab this book because this book is really going to guide you and help you figure out this music business, all the foundational stuff, right? It talks about LLCs in this book. So I talk about choosing the right, producer, the right engineer. I talk about all of those different things in this book. It's the same 13 steps that I took to get in my position now. And make sure you grab that royalties handbook. I left the link in there. If you still aren't sure that you're getting paid for all the different places that you need to get paid, if you're not sure that you're collecting your royalties in the right way, you must grab that handbook. It is important because, again, that book is going to be your livelihood. You need to know all the different places that you're going to collect your royalties from, and it's going to be waiting for you. And there are some of these places, if you don't register it at some point, they're not going to give it to you. So you guys may have money waiting for you that you do not know about. Make sure you grab that royalty handbook today. I made that link. I put that link on there for you guys. Make sure you grab that. I appreciate that. Ocho, what's going on? I see you just hopping in on the live. All right. Send me a pic of the book, fam. I got you. Make sure you get your royalties as well. But yeah, we're all here to help each other out. I appreciate everybody for joining in on the live. Good to see all the familiar return guests. Good to see some new people as well. All right, but guys, just make sure you subscribe, your notifications turned on. Miss Juicy G, I'm gonna make sure I contact YouTube and figure out what's going on with the whole notification thing because people aren't getting my notifications. And yeah, great live, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Love to all of you guys. And make sure you tune in on Thursday for my new Tech Tip Thursday, all right? But I'll definitely see you guys later. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.
God's crown, got a problem with it, that's on you. Get behind me, Satan, watch God do everything that he said he would, and that's all fake, yeah, understood. Yeah, got a calling, we're showing up. Evil spirit need to step down, otherwise I'll be pulling up. Aftermath, y'all see the blood dripping down, got no love for the enemy. Holy, you better be telling my old self himself that he's dead to me. See these orders coming in, telling me to go spread the message. You can't tie me down, check it, we moving to the objective. With anointed sound, getting prophetic, y'all can't reject it, but